Hey guys, welcome back. It is the end of week 6. Today is Wednesday. What is today? Today is the 27th of February, and this last week was a little tough. I ended the week with a loss, which is always the end goal. But I found myself craving more often. I found myself looking at some of the things that I shouldn't be eating in somewhat of a nostalgic way, and almost to the point where I just I almost went to that point of saying, okay, I need to take a cheat day, and I was able to push through it, but it wasn't easy. So, what I'm also finding to be my biggest hurdle right now is how to get in enough fat. So when I do my macros at the end of each week, what I'm finding is that I'm taking in a larger amount of protein than I am supposed to, or need to even. That I'm staying within the carb level very easily. So I'm not going over my carbs, and if I am, it is by 1 or 2 grams. It's not anything to worry about. And most days I tend to stay well under the carbs, but I'm having trouble getting in enough fat to ensure that I am in ketosis and going to get the maximum out of this change for me. So I this week I've changed up a little more again. I did all the fasting the first week and ended up having a great result. Ended up losing a little over 7 pounds. This last week I lost 3.8 pounds. So I'm officially down to 368.2 as of yesterday morning. And from 405 I'm officially down 36.2 pounds on 6 weeks. So averaging 6 pounds a week is awesome. I can't complain too much, but I am in this for the long haul. So finding a way to continue the weight loss, and I'm working in a little bit of exercise. I'm trying to now max out at certain things. So, for example, push-ups. Trying to see how many push-ups I can do, and without giving away a number because it's pathetic. Once or twice a week, I'm just maxing out. Just do as many pushes as I can, whether it's 5, 15, 25, whatever that number's going to be, and then seeing how that progresses as I tend to lose more weight. I'm walking a lot more, which is helping out quite a bit. I'm obviously still taking in a ton of water, which is great. Getting in the fats is where I'm running into an issue. So obviously I bought more MCT oil. I'm going to try to incorporate a little more into that. This week I am going on a more higher fat diet than anything else. So I'm really trying to cut down, not only stay away from the carbs as I've been doing, but also cut down on some of the protein. For example, I'm going to stay in eating a lot of the almonds. I'm going to avocado. I'm doing 1 avocado a day. I'm going to stick with cheeses and eggs, and that's pretty much been where I am. So like I'm doing the fasting from noon to 7 is my eating window. And like yesterday, so I ended up eating around 12:30 and got in a great amount of fats. I made an excellent lunch, very filling. In fact, probably ate too much of it. But by the time I got done working last night, it was 6:30, 6:45, and I'm driving, home, and I don't have anything to eat. I didn't bring anything for dinner. I wasn't expecting to work late, and so I was stuck thinking, okay, what do I do? Do I just stop by and grab something? Do I risk, going to a fast food restaurant, getting something that's supposedly keto friendly, and then risk, what is really in that? And I ended up just stopping at Starbucks at like 6:45 and grabbed myself an espresso. And by the time 7:10 came, I was done with the espresso, and I didn't eat again. I didn't need to though, which was pretty cool. I didn't feel super hungry. Now, 10 o'clock this morning, I was starving. But at that point, it had been almost 24 hours since I'd actually eaten any solid food. So I didn't eat anything until my 12 o'clock window today. But I was able to maintain it by eating a fairly heavy lunch, which I should have cut down. Having the bulletproof coffee or an espresso, which I have them make it very similar to the one I do. I have them make it to where it is enough to hold me over for a meal. I also went and bought more of the Keto Science shakes, the meal replacement, and I gotta tell you, I haven't had those for a couple weeks now, and I miss them. They not only taste good, which is important to me, but they really do hold me over. So I'm really thinking that what I'm going to do this week is focus on high fat lunch, have a few fattier snacks throughout the day, and maybe have a decent sized lunch, a spinach salad with egg and cheese and that type of thing. So a little bit of MCT oil somewhere in there, and then throughout the day maybe eat almonds or something like that. Have an avocado, and then have the meal replacement for dinner somewhere in that 5 to 7 o'clock hour, because I can actually take that with me, put it into a bottle, shake it up, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to do that this week and see what happens. I'm excited to see how this scale works out for me this week. Are we still friends? Are we not still friends? Who knows? So, anyways, I gotta give a lot of thanks though to quite a few people. Some more than others, but there's been a ton of support coming my way, and I really do appreciate it. So I really am thankful for the people who have either lent an ear or some advice or some experience. I can even go as far as to say just watching some of the podcasts that I do. I watch a gentleman, his name is Thomas DeLauer. A lot of you guys that do keto probably know who he is, and for of course any of the females watching this would absolutely probably know who he is. But he really breaks it down into a way that is just different. I've watched a few podcasts similar to mine where it's kind of a basic my story. This is more about me, and as I learn, I'm hopefully able to help others. He went through that, and not to the same degree, I don't think. So I'm not trying to give him any credit there that this guy went from 450 pounds down to whopping 180 all muscles. But he was heavier, and he did use the keto to get down, and he understands the way keto is supposed to work. He understands he understands the science behind it, which to me is fascinating. He understands how to address certain elephants in the room, how to discuss topics, how to keep it worth watching, if that's fair to say. And I really appreciate that. I absolutely, especially now that fantasy football is over and I'm not driving around trying to figure out how to help my fantasy football teams. I spend a lot of my off time just listening to his podcast, and I'm catching up from years and years and years that he's been doing this. But I find him not only interesting to watch, entertaining, but more than anything informative. And I do tend to use a lot of what he talks about in what I do. So. Anyways, I just I wanted to check back in and make sure everyone is doing well on your own journeys, whatever those may be, and let you guys also know that I'm here for you if you need an ear. I've gotten a few phone calls. I've got a few questions that have come my way saying, hey, can you lend me some information or give me a little bit of insight on how you're doing this, or I don't have really time to do the research myself. What's your plan? And I'm happy to help. And my journey may end up being completely different than yours. My road to getting this done may be completely different than yours, and I'm okay with that. But if I can help anybody, I sure will. All right, thanks. Everybody have a great day. And 3.8 pounds is nothing to sneeze about. It's not 7 that I was hoping for, but this week we're gonna push it. I'm going for for a minimum of 5 this week, and I have every intention of getting there. So hold me to it. Thanks, guys.